Hi Justine, it's a Monday, and today I'm going to teach you how to play Darebase. I'll teach you the version that I learned in school, so hopefully when we have another family reunion, we can get together and play ourselves some Darebase. So without further ado, here is your Darebase tutorial. Here we've got two teams, yellow and green, and two lines which represent their home sides or home bases. The space in between is called no man's land, and that is where the fun happens. So here is how a typical play goes. Yellow member runs out into no man's land and green member runs out trying to tag yellow. When yellow is tagged, then yellow has to go to jail and green has to return back to its home side. Here's something really important to remember. Every time a person is tagged, the one who tagged that person has to go back to their home side. You cannot be tagging multiple people out there in no man's land. However, let's say that yellow member came out and then green member came out second, and yellow returns back to their home line and comes back out. Well, guess what? They have the power to tag green. This is a particular concept that we call freshness, I suppose, and this is where it comes into play. We'd be shouting at each other, "I'm fresher than you!" because tagging always works, with the person coming out from their home line last being the one with the power to tag. Team members who ventured out earlier can return back to their home line and rush out again with the power of being fresher than the other people out in no man's land, or stay out there and risk getting tagged. But playing fresher than you tag isn't the only thing you can do in this game. It is possible for, let's say, green to run out, and if they get behind their enemy line, they can stay there as long as they do not leave that enemy line. Once they have left, they cannot return to the enemy line without having gone back to their home line first. The advantage to being behind enemy lines is that if an unsuspecting team member goes out focused on someone out in no man's land, well, then the person who has infiltrated has the ability to come up from behind the yellow team member and tag them, and then yellow has to go to jail. So there's that strategy for you. And remember, once the green member leaves the yellow line to go run after somebody, a yellow team member can come up from behind them and tag them if they're fast enough. Then of course green has to go to jail. So you gotta make sure you watch your back. Now, what's the deal with the jail? The rules of the jail go like this. A person who is tagged and has to go to jail needs to have some body part within the circle of the jail. And if there are other people who are tagged, they need to also be connected somehow to the jail. It's very common to have a human chain of people with arms linked or holding hands or having their feet touching, and they can spread out that way. Well, why would they want to spread out? Well, besides having their own team members come running out and tagging them so that they can walk back jail-free, it's also possible for team members in jail to reach out and tag someone from the opposite team running by. And if that happens, then that team member has to go to jail while the other one who tagged them gets out of jail. When someone in jail is tagged by a team member, they get to walk home free. They can't run to the opposite home line, they can't tag anyone on the way to their home line or be tagged. They can only walk or run back to their home line. And I think that goes for the person who got them out of jail too. Of course, people can easily get out of jail as there is a timed jailbreak, usually every 10 minutes or so. And I think that about covers it. The game finishes up one of two ways. Either the team is able to get all their members behind the opposite team's home line without being tagged, or the whole team is tagged and put in jail before a timed jailbreak. And that's the game. Stick with these rules and tips and you'll be ready to get your Darebase on. See you next week!